Hello, everybody. Welcome to my show, The Wisdom of Essential Oils. I'm Leonie Featherstone, and I'm looking forward to having a chat with you this morning. So wherever you are, hop on, say hello, and let me know where you're from. Let me know what's going on in your world. I love sharing the wisdom of essential oils, and we do that in a very holistic way. So looking at the mind, body, spirit. Love to know if you're dealing with any emotions right now that you'd like some help with. We can talk about that. I always have a topic that I like to talk about each week, but we can mix that up if you have some specific questions. And today it's about sense of connection. Hi, Cat. Hi, Nikki. Lovely to have you on. Yes, Nikki, you can definitely have a card. And if any of you are new to my show, I love drawing essential oil cards for you and sharing the wisdom of the essential oils as it may well apply to you. So just pop your name in the chat. I write you down, and Nikki, your first cab off the rank, so I'll write your name down. Hi, Fiona. Welcome. Hi, Eleni. Lovely to have you on. Is that a yes for a card, Eleni? I think that's what you're asking. So did you have a great time over Easter? Today I'm talking about sense of connection, and I want to bring in some essential oils that might help us with how we can further connect, or maybe what's stopping us connecting. Good morning, Kerry. Oh, Eleni, thank you for the blessings. I'll take blessings any day. Thank you. Yes, you're definitely down for a card. Okay, so what I do, guys, if this is your first time, I always have a couple of cards I draw for the collective. I have one from my essential oil card deck, and I have a new deck this week, guys, so I hope you're going to enjoy that. And I also draw a card from some of my many decks of cards because I love using many different tools to support me in life, and I hope you do too. I hope you get a really big life toolkit and tap into some of the great people on this spiritual events directory page. There's some awesome people. Jess Beard, I highly recommend. There's so many, but have a look. There'll be someone there that you'll resonate with, and they may be able to help you, guide you on your journey. So the first card, cleansing energies. Okay, Kerry, I'll write that. Actually, I might deal with that straight away. Cleansing energies. There's a lot of different oils that kind of can set boundaries and help clear out. A couple that come to mind. I love using On Guard as it's one of our blends, and it has wild orange, eucalyptus, rosemary, cinnamon, and clove in it. So it's very powerful for protecting us on a physical sense and supporting our immune system, but on an energetic level, it's very powerful as well about just setting those boundaries, honoring ourself, our own worth, and knowing it's okay to keep that shield around us when some people are around. Lemongrass is another one that can kind of cut through energies that aren't suiting. I call nature my advisory board, and I love looking at the trees and the grasses and just looking at shapes and how they behave and sort of thinking what messages that can be bringing. And if you look at the shape of a lemongrass leaf, it is kind of sword-like, so it can kind of cut through. Tea tree is another one. Tea tree is another great one for just like helping us to let go of any codependencies, any parasitic relationships, any energies that aren't suiting us. And more importantly, excuse me, go within and maybe examine our own behaviors and thoughts and beliefs that are allowing us to enable that to happen. So there's a few. There's probably plenty, but there's a few that might get you started, Kerry. Okay, so let me just write Fiona's name down. As I'm pulling out the cards for you guys, if your name hasn't been called, feel free to drop it in the chat again. I do try and go back and have a look, but multitasking is not always my strong point. But I drew a card from Esther and Jerry Hicks' deck, the Vortex. And what I love, guys, is when we set an intention, it's amazing how the universe just seems to bring everything we need to us when we're really clear. So my topic was sense of connection. I wanted to talk about that because it's something that I feel strongly about. And the card I drew was billions of us are living in perfect diversity. And that is the cover. And this is what it says. The diversity of your planet is of tremendous value and benefit because from variety springs all new ideas and expansion. Without the diversity, there would be complacency and endedness. You are billions of people living the perfect diversity, just as you knew you would, constantly asking for improvement and thereby setting up for the next generation that improved improved experience. Sorry. If you understand that and no longer clamored for the one right way to live, things would go better for you sooner. And the reason I felt when I drew this and I thought, wow, that's spot on, it's because we are disconnecting, and particularly at this time, there seems to be so much disconnecting with people having their way of thinking and their way of acting, etc. And yet what this is asking us to do is to celebrate diversity and accept diversity. And I think that acceptance and letting go of the need to be right and being okay with living in our truth and accepting that other people have their own versions of truth go a long way to helping us reconnect ourselves, our community, our planet. And then I drew a card. Hello, Joanne. Lovely to have you here. Joanne, I do oil cards, and we'll see what message comes through that via the plants for you. Okay. So then the oil card that I drew for my new deck is actually black spruce. Now, here's another thing. When I'm planning my topic, I think about the oils that will support us all on that topic. And so often when I draw the card for the collective, one of those comes out. And black spruce is one of them. And black spruce is a perfect oil for connectedness because it's very much about restoration. And it's about when we are feeling disconnected from our true purpose, our potential, we're feeling blocked or thwarted. This is where black spruce can come in and help us let go of limiting beliefs. So with these new cards, they're a little different to the ones that I've been using, but the key word for black spruce, if you choose to use this in this manner, would be thinking about restoration and feeling restored. There is also a statement here that is maybe something that is currently triggering us, and that is, I am broken. I am disconnected. And so just for a moment to sit with that and see how that feels with you as I am sitting and thinking about how that resonates with my body. What parts of me are broken? Why do I feel broken? Do I feel broken? And then this is our little bit of advice. As you release your attachment to the high and the low, you find peace and balance. Honor the cycles of your body. Honor the cycles of your energy now. The other lesson that black spruce brings to us is that it's an evergreen tree. So it will just keep on keeping on. It doesn't lose its leaves, excuse me, in the seasons. And so the lesson here for us is that times might be tough right now and we might be feeling disconnected or broken, but we can move through this. And so our statement of truth when we use our black spruce is, I am illuminated. And when we are illuminated, we see more clearly, we find our purpose, we move in the right direction, we take the right steps, and we can reconnect to ourselves and to others. So hope that sounds good to you. Okay, Kerry, wow, great. Love that. Thank you. Joanne, from your angel, I don't work with angels or guides. I work with essential oils. So maybe just bear with me and it may resonate with you. It may not. They're my vehicle to reach out and touch you. So what I've got some questions for you. And if you'd like to just join in the chat with me is, are you feeling connected at the moment? Do you feel connected to you? Or are you sort of feeling a bit out of sorts, out of balance? How do you connect with yourself? How do you connect with other people? And when you do form connections, which then lead to relationships, are they kind of like the, the sticky note type of connection that kind of falls off after a while? Or are they connections like Velcro? So there's some questions to ask yourself, because what can come from those explorations is, wow, I didn't realize that I was doing this or I was thinking that, etc. Eleni, connecting with inner child and higher self. Yes, it's so important to reconnect to that little child, because that little child hasn't been influenced by so much. You think about when you were a little child, you didn't know about what was going on in the world, and you didn't have that many opinions clouding you. You weren't bombarded with all this information And so sometimes we can go back to that inner child, that playfulness, that clarity of a little child that has, fairly set purpose in life, which is to have fun, and I think, and that can be really helpful as well, and that can start that connection process with our higher self. So another oil that is absolutely brilliant for connecting to higher self is Melissa. And Melissa is just such a powerful, powerful oil. It's when we use it, it helps us to awaken ourselves to our own truth and light, and to kind of like shine the light on our own magnificence. And it encourages us to just let go of the burdens and really live in our higher self. So a little statement that I love that comes along with Melissa is, I allow my inner compass to direct my life path. I align with my life's priorities and mission. I see a lot of people, I do a lot of mentoring. I love what I do with essential oils. They are my vehicle to reach out and touch you. And I love to invite you to come on an oily journey with me as your guide, because we can have these deeper conversations and I can guide you as to which oils may help you on that journey and support you along the way. You don't just get oils, you get me as well. So if you're interested in that, just pop me a message in the chat, or you can, probably just pop me in a message in the chat, or find me on Facebook, Leonie Featherstone, friend me, send me a message. You can go onto my website, senseofempowerment.com.au, or my Facebook business page, senseofempowerment.com.au, and that's spelled SCENTS. So there's a couple of oils, but let me just start off. We'll do a card for Nikki with our new beautiful cards, Nikki, and let's see how we go. And anyone else just popping on, if you'd like me to draw a card for you, please pop it in the chat. Okay, so Nikki, your card today is cilantro. Now, the key word for you, Nikki, is letting go. So, Nikki, what is it that you need to let go of? Are you holding on to thoughts, feelings, emotions, beliefs that aren't serving you? Are you holding on to relationships that aren't serving you? So that's something for you to think about. If you've got cilantro at home, Nikki, I suggest you pop some on your hand and inhale it, or just inhale it out of the bottle. It is quite strong. And just let that sit and think about that. Now, the statement to think about as well, Nikki, is this might be what you're thinking. This is not the way it's supposed to be. So perhaps you're thinking that. And as you say that, how does that resonate? What part of your body is starting to stir? Take note of it. So often, my friends, when we're working with essential oils and feelings come up, note the part of the body, because then that can indicate maybe some physical areas we need to address, but it can also be relative to the emotional area that's affecting as well. So I point to shoulders. So just for instance, shoulders could be, I'm sore there, I'm feeling overwhelmed. My adrenals might not be coping so well. And what burdens am I carrying that aren't serving me? So that just is illustrating what I'm pointing. Back to you though, Nikki. This is about, maybe you're feeling that too, Nikki, because maybe you're carrying things that aren't yours to carry. What do you need to let go of? Cilantro invites us to let go of control. You see, the only thing we can control, Nikki, is our responses to things. So maybe when you think this is not the way it's supposed to be, when you push against it, you're kind of reaffirming it. Whereas if you go, okay, well, it is what it is. How can I respond differently to deal differently with this? And when you respond differently, you create a different emotional outcome. So, Nikki, excuse me, there must be a lot of things that need to be said today, because I'm really, feeling it here. Lift up your burdens, Nikki, and allow the divine to free you from them. It's not yours to carry alone, Nikki. Allow yourself to be cleansed of anything that is weighing you down. And here is your true statement, Nikki, and that is, I am free. So that's for you to say, Nikki, I am free. So get out the cilantro, my friend, and I hope that serves you. So let me just write down, because I like to write down the oil you choose in case you come back and ask me later. So let's have a look at the chat. Okay, Eleni, growth and expansion. Yes, love it. Kat would love a card. Absolutely. Yes. Azra would like a card. Yes, I can do it for you. And Kathy, hello, my friend. How are you? And Joe, lovely to have you on. Yeah, absolutely. So let's go through some more of these. We're talking about sense of connection with the beautiful doTERRA essential oils, and I'm Leonie Featherstone. So this card is for Eleni. Okay, so Eleni, your card is grapefruit. Grapefruit is a beautiful citrus oil, cold pressed from the rind, absolutely delicious. I love adding this to my water. Now, guys, when I'm talking about the essential oils and how I use them, or how I'm suggesting you may like to use them, just know I'm only talking about doTERRA oils because I know the purity, I know the potency, so this isn't applicable to just any old oil. Excuse me. I love adding it to my water because it makes the water taste great, but it's also, I'm getting those beautiful effects of grapefruit, and so many citrus are very high in D-limonene, which is very, very powerful for supporting our cells. So just something to keep in mind. So Eleni, back to you. I want to write this down so I don't forget. Grapefruit. So grapefruit is about nourishment, nourishing the body, nurturing our perceptions of our body. So perhaps you are triggered by this statement, it's all my fault. Maybe you are feeling the subject of blame. Maybe you're feeling that, you know, other people are maybe not seeing you in the light in which you want to be seen. And so just sit with that for a moment again and think about, where does that show up in your body, Eleni? And then think about this. Your energetic body needs nourishment. So begin to discern physical hunger from spiritual hunger. Cherish your body and the way it supports you. So often when we have external influences and we allow them to impact our emotions, sometimes we will go to the emotional eating. But really, we need to be feeding our self-belief, nurturing our spirit, nurturing our body image, nurturing our self-belief. And grapefruit will help you with this. And so your true statement, Eleni, is, I see what I truly need. So I hope that's meaningful to you too. Okay, so I'm going to go on to Fiona, and then I want to talk about a few other oils as well that can serve you. And we're talking about sense of connection. So where do you feel, pop it in the chat, like where do you feel you need help with connecting? Do you find that, what's stopping you from connecting? Sometimes there's some limiting beliefs, there's some feelings about ourselves that stop us from connecting meaningfully with others. Have a think about that. Maybe drop me some comments in the chat. So Fiona, you have drawn Melissa. Wow. So we've just spoken a little bit about Melissa, and Melissa is very much about helping you find your spiritual purpose, Fiona. So how does that resonate with you? If you have Melissa, get it out, pop it in the palm of your hand, breathe it in, and think about asking yourself this: what is my purpose? Why am I on this earth? And maybe right now you've got stuff going on in your world that's, making you feel like you're off track. And maybe you're asking yourself this: what is the point? What is the point of it all? And when you ask yourself that, again, see where that shows up in your body. Feel it, send it some love. Think about what that is saying to you. Be still, be still. Remember, Melissa is shining the torch. She wants you to find your own magnificence, Fiona. And so here's your message. You have a unique place in this world with gifts and talents that only you can provide, Fiona. Use your connection with the divine to share them. Get out your Melissa. Breathe it in. Allow her to shine that torch on those gifts and that magnificence. And here is your statement for you, Fiona. And you need to say this often, out loud. I am special. Because you know what, Fiona? You are. So that's your oil, my friend. Okay, so what about some of the things that are stopping us from connecting with people? You know what I see a lot? I do a lot of mentoring in my work with people with essential oils, and I see a lot of people do not believe in themselves. I see this person, I see this wonderful, amazing being, and they have a totally different view. And a lot of times that's that limiting self-belief, not seeing yourself, comparing yourself to others, being too judgmental. And so an oil I'd love to suggest to you is pink pepper. Pink pepper is sort of, it's a warming oil, and it wants to warm your heart in the way that you view yourself, and to say to you, stop comparing yourself to others. Comparison is the thief of joy. You know, you do you. And when you do you, you'll do that really well. But if you try and do me, that won't be any good. And if I try and do you, well, that'll be hopeless, because only you can do you. Only me can do me. So when we can sort of stop seeing other people as a benchmark for ourselves, that's a great starting place for connecting. Because, my friends, we have to connect deeply with ourselves in order to be able to connect with others. So think about pink pepper in that way, just encouraging that self-acceptance. Pink pepper's a warming oil again, so in a physical way. You could be diffusing it, but you could be putting it into some fractionated coconut oil and just giving yourself a loving massage. And it's also quite good for the digestive system. So perhaps you'd like, maybe you're just not digesting anything that's going on around you and you really can't see your self-worth. Maybe put some pink pepper with some fractionated coconut oil and just massage clockwise on your stomach. So that can be sort of supporting the digestive system physically, but also helping you emotionally. So there's another oil to pop in your kit bag. As I talk about our life toolkit, the oils can be very, very powerful, but they don't do the work on their own. You have to do some work as well. And that can be in the form of just being self-aware, having an intention, and also bringing in affirmations, aromatic anchoring, we call it, where you can use the oil and then have words, a saying that is meaningful to you for what you want that outcome to be. Okay, sorry, I'm just going to go back to the chat for a minute. Joe, okay, I'll write you down. I've got a Joanne and a Joe. Okay, a Lenny Hart, yes. Hi, Juliana, how are you? Okay. Yeah, low self-confidence. It comes up all the time. By the way, I'm streaming into a few different areas, guys. So if you see me saying names and you can't see them, don't think I'm just having conversations with multiple personalities. There are real people out there. So let's move on to Joanne. Speaking of Joanne, we'll just give these cards a shuffle. There's lots of beautiful essential oils out there that can support you. We're only going to be talking probably about a dozen today. You don't have to have them all, but it is good to have a little collection. And what I love to do is become your oily guide to teach you how to use them, not just emotionally, but in the house, whether it's cleaning, whether it's cooking, whether it's making the house just smell good, or, whether it's for your children, for your elders, whatever it is. The essential oils are amazing support tools. Okay, so Joanne, we have the beautiful oil tangerine. Now this is a really, it's just a sparkling citrus. I use the word sparkling because when I smell it, I feel like I'm sparkling, and it's really moving into the sacral area, that creativity, that area of spontaneity, and just inviting us to really just get real with life. So the word here for tangerine is innocence. So this is about just going back to that sense of innocence, that little child within, and just allowing that child to play so that we can really, really connect. Excuse me. And so the statement here, Joanne, that may trigger you is, I have so much to do. So when I say trigger, it's like, is this something that you often hear yourself saying, or is this something that you are saying that's stopping you from going back to that joyful state of that little child, of that innocence? Think about it. I have so much to do. How do you feel when you say that? I almost just want to go, Are you feeling like there's just not enough time? There's not enough time for me. There's not, how am I going to get through this? I'm just overwhelmed. And so this could be a time to just take a moment, take a breath. And my friends, this is what essential oils do. When you take an oil, it just encourages you to stop and breathe, because you have to smell. You have to breathe to smell. So Joanne, just take a moment. If you have, you haven't, fantastic. Okay, so get out your tangerine. Get out your tangerine. When I think of tangerine, I think of tambourine, and it's kind of like dance. Let's get some movement happening here, some fun, some loving energy. And so your little message here, Joanne, is let the burdens of responsibility go in this moment and look at the world with the eyes of a child. And your true statement here is, I am playful. So maybe right here, right now, you can stand up and do it while you're listening to me. Just get up and start moving and dancing and get your tangerine out and just let that playful joy envelop you, so you can truly connect back who you are and get on with following your purpose in life. So that's for you, my friend. I hope that resonated. Okay, Ruth Ann, I never got your call last week. Okay, Ruth Ann, let's chat. I think if you're the Ruth Ann I'm thinking of, I may have sent you a message. So let's reconnect. Okay, Ruth Ann, let me just write a note. Guys, on that note, if you ask me to connect with you, generally what I will do is send you a message. If it's an email or something, I'll look into that. But generally I send a message and just check your others. Ruth Ann, we will talk. Okay, so who's next on my list? Kat. Okay, what can we draw out for Kat? Kat, you have the beautiful, excuse me. I'm having a lot of issues here with my voice today. I may have to look into what I need to say. So yours, Kat, is our beautiful whisper blend. And this is often called the blend for women. It has some beautiful oils in here: jasmine, rose, sandalwood, patchouli, really grounding, very feminine, very soft, but very strong, very powerful. And Kat, the message for you right now is soften. So maybe you're feeling like you have to be really strong to get through something, and that may be true. Maybe just soften a little bit, be kinder to yourself, just bring out a little bit of that femininity, that softness, because think about this, when we're really stiff and strong, sometimes it's harder to get through a gap than if we kind of soften ourselves, if you know what I mean. So maybe just take that on board. Your statement, your trigger statement is, I take control. So again, maybe you're feeling like you need to be in control. You need to be that strong person. Sometimes just by softening a little, you'll see other people will actually step up and take that lead. So your little message here today, Kat, is take a moment and allow yourself to see things from your heart center. From that place, allow your intuition to guide you. So sit with that, see how it resonates. What part of the body are you feeling this in? And your true statement is, I am compassionate. Now, Kat, I would venture to say that message is as much to be compassionate to you as it is to be compassionate to others. So maybe you're being a bit hard on yourself right now. Maybe you need to be a little bit more soft and gentle with yourself. So that one is for you. Feel free to drop, so true, excellent. Okay, so just give me some feedback in the chat too, how this is resonating with you. Okay, so on that note of compassion, an oil that you might like to bring in, if this is something that resonates with all of you, because sometimes I feel like there's a disconnect with people because we're holding on to hurts or we have judgments we've made about people. And sometimes when we can move into that space of compassion, I know it helps me enormously. I think, oh, wow, I wonder what happened to that person to make them act that way. And I kind of feel compassion towards them. And so with Magnolia, Magnolia is a beautiful flower and it brings with it immense wisdom. It's apparently Magnolia was around, they believe, was around before bees. And so Magnolia, they believe, was actually pollinated by beetles. So again, this ancient wisdom that Magnolia brings. and inviting us to see the wisdom in the pain, see the lessons in the pain, come from our heart and see that there is a lesson here for us to learn from whatever it is that's going on around us, and that we are all one, and that we are interconnected. And as my beautiful friend David Laws always says, that what you give out is like a boomerang, it comes back. So let's give out compassion, let's give out love, because we really don't know what's going on in other people's world. We really don't know their story. And so when we let go of that and just think, well, you know what, if I want to feel more compassion, I give more compassion. If I want to feel more love, I give more love. So Magnolia might be an oil that you might like to explore. Okay, so let's draw a card. You are compassionate, Cat. Beautiful. Okay, righty-ho. So this is for Azra. Azra, I hope you're still with me. This is able to be watched later anyway. Okay, so Azra, you have drawn Spearmint. Now this is very much about our throat chakra. This is very much about conviction, having conviction in your own words, in your own message that you have to deliver, Azra. So maybe you're thinking, this is your trigger statement, no one listens to me. And therefore you just close down further. You shut off your throat. You don't speak your words. You don't speak your truth. So this is inviting you to just sit for a moment and think, how can I bring back that conviction in my purpose, my conviction in my truth, my conviction in what I have to say, and how can I say it? So stand strong and communicate your message, Azra. The world is ready to receive what you have to share. So use your spearmint, perhaps in a little bit of fractionated coconut oil, and massage it on your throat. I'm rather partial to putting it in my fudge. But spearmint is a really soft mint. And it's just softly sending some love to you, Azra, so that you can actually have the courage to stand and speak your conviction, speak your truth. And your statement, Azra, is, my voice is heard. So there you go, Azra. Look forward to hearing how that works for you. Okay, so something else I always like to do in my session is I like to share a blend that I put together for a sense of connection, and a little affirmation that I have made up. Now, these are my words. You're welcome to use them, but there is so much power in creating your own words. Even if you just take what I have and tweak it a little bit, and then keep practicing writing your affirmations, and all of a sudden they'll flow. You'll stop second guessing yourself. So the oils I've chosen today for our blend are lemon myrtle, which I'm just having an absolute love affair with lemon myrtle at the moment. Lemon myrtle helps to cut through that fog. Are any of you feeling right now you're on autopilot, you're just being dictated to by what's going on around you, and you get up and you go to bed and same old, same old? Well, lemon myrtle is just helping us to cut through that mental fog and that, you know, that kind of dull, here we go again, and really get clear by calming any of those erratic thoughts that we're having. And it also helps to cleanse by getting rid of any toxicity, any thoughts, any beliefs that are not serving us. So it's a really powerful oil to help prepare us for this connectedness. I then wanted to bring in Vetiver. Vetiver is a root. It's going to work with our root chakra, and it is a root. It's a root of a grass, and it goes deep. It goes deep into the ground, and they interlock around each other. And so what Vetiver is inviting us to do is to, come down to earth, become more rooted with what is real and meaningful to us. So it's also about getting to the root of whatever it is that's holding you back, getting to the root of your emotional pain. So often we just want to, move on and distract ourselves with other things. But Vetiver is just like, wow, we have to unwind these roots and really work it out, because until we do, we can't grow. And so that's why I brought in Vetiver. And then I brought in some ginger. Ginger is just such an empowering oil. On a physical sense, it's warming, it's wonderful for the digestion. So if we're not digesting what's going on in our world, that's going to manifest in a physical way as well. So you could bring some ginger in with some coconut oil and rub it on your tummy, or you could put all of these blends together and some coconut oil and rub that on your tummy, or just put it into the diffuser. But ginger is great also for like a warming massage if you've got some creaky bones or joints. But when you start to use it, it's like that. It's like you just put on your big girl undies or your big boy undies and you're feeling empowered. And it's like, well, yeah, okay, I'm not going to sit down here and just, have other people dictate to me and lose my personal power. And this isn't in an aggressive way. This is in an empowered way. Yes, I can take responsibility for my responses and my reactions. I can be the master of my own destiny. And so it's taking responsibility for the choices that we make in life. So that's my blend for you: vetiver, lemon, myrtle, and ginger. And what I've found is that ginger's really, really overpowering. So I like to put in the diffuser this morning, I actually put 1 drop of ginger, 3 of vetiver, and 3 of lemon myrtle, and it's just delightful, and I'm feeling really empowered. Okay, so my affirmation to go with that this morning when I created that was, I go within to discover me, to discover my joy, to discover my purpose. I am a magnet for holistic abundance. And by the holistic abundance, I mean abundance of connections, abundance of relationships, abundance of experiences that all resonate with my joy and my purpose. I attract my tribe. So, my friends, I really invite you to do the work to go within, to find out who you are. What do you want out of life? What makes you happy? What brings you joy? Who do you want to hang out with? What sort of things do you like to do? And when you are clear on that, those sorts of things will show up in your life in abundance. Okay, hello, Paul. Welcome. Good morning from a wet, cindy day. Do you have any suggestions to clear the energy in the house? That blend I just suggested, I think, would do wonders. It's I'm loving lemon myrtle at the moment. Lemon myrtle, vetiver, and ginger. If you want to bring in just something simple like peppermint and wild orange, peppermint's very elevating and energizing, and wild orange is very joyful. Lemongrass is another powerful one, Paul. Lemongrass always seems to clear the energy. On Guard, one of our protective blends. So many. So I hope that might help you a little bit. Generally, citrus is good for the mood, to pick you up and just lift you out of the doldrums if you're experiencing that on your wet Sydney day. Okay, so let's go on to Kathy. Kathy, my friend, my amazing graphic artist friend, Kathy. If you need any graphic artists, let me know and I can connect you with Kathy. Okay, Kathy, you have chosen the beautiful Salubel blend. Okay, so Salubel is very much about spirituality. So Kathy, sit with that for a moment and think. You could be asking yourself, what does spirituality mean to me? How healthy is my spirituality? Ask yourself questions. Questions are key. Don't overthink it. Just ask questions. See what pops out of your head. Just sit still, be still, and allow your inner self to take over the conversation. So your trigger statement right now, Kathy, could be, I am so disconnected. And it's interesting that this comes up, seeing the topic today is sense of connection. So then you'd say to yourself, Kathy, why am I feeling disconnected? What am I feeling disconnected from? See where that's showing up in your body. Use that as clues to where you need to go next. This is your message, Kathy. It will be beneficial for you to spend time in quiet contemplation. You need to reflect within to find the answers you seek. And your statement, Kathy, is everything is connected. So Salubel, that's Salubel on a more or less emotional level. Salubel on a physical level is so powerful, Kathy, as you may well know, for supporting our skin health and for rejuvenating and for minimizing scar appearances, helping to diminish the appearance of what I like to call character channels. You may know them as wrinkles. So if we think about what Salubel does on a physical level, you can see what it's doing to us. It's knitting us back together. It's trying to put the pieces together to connect us. And so I hope that resonates with you, Kathy. Okay, so we have Joe. Let's draw a card for Joe. Thank you so much for being here with me today. If you'd like to go deeper on these cards, please connect with me. You can message me below and I will send you a message, or you can drop your email and I will email you straight after the show. Okay, so Joe, we have for you one of our beautiful oils from our emotional aromatherapy range, and this is called Console. So your word to use with this is consolation. So again, sit with that, see where you feel that. This is very much an oil for the heart chakra. So you may well be feeling some pain, some sorrow, some grief right now. And if so, I'm sending you a really big hug. But do know that when you use Console, it's like the essential oils in there are just enveloping you in a really soft, comforting hug. Your statement right now you may be feeling is, I cannot go on. Sit with that. How does that feel? What happens in your body when you say that? And know this, Console is there for you. And remember what I said before, we are one, Joe. We are all one. So we are here for you too. You may not know it. I send love every day. I send love and healing every day. So, and I know so many people who do as well. And maybe that's something some of you would like to bring into a practice. Just send love and healing to those who need it. It's amazing. So Joe, please know you are never alone. We are sending you love. Here is your message. Please hold space for the feelings you have. Honor them and be with them. Your burden will be lightened. I think the message here, Joe, too, is to validate your feelings. You know, sometimes we just go, oh, well, there's a lot of other people worse off. That may well be true, but this is your situation. It's not alleviating your situation. Validate your situation, honor it, and then honor yourself to know that you can go on. You have strength within, and there are tools and resources around you that you can tap into. And if you need someone to support you in this regard, please just message me below. I'd be happy to have a chat to you. So your statement that I can leave you with is, my heart is light. So, Joe, I hope that is comforting to you. Okay, so that was Console. So I think I've missed someone, so I've got to go back and have a look. If I haven't called your name, let me know. Okay, so Paul, wonderful. Thank you for the healing. Yes, I'm not sure what's going on there, but thank you. Okay, Helen, I'll write your name down. So I'm going to go to Ruth Ann, my friend. I'm puzzled as to why our connection didn't happen, but we'll look into that and we'll make it happen. Okay, so you have coriander. So Ruth Ann, this is all about honoring yourself. Okay, so that is the word that coriander wants to give you. Honor yourself. Now, this is the statement that might be going on with you right now. This is the way it has always been. Well, here's the thing, Ruth Ann, maybe that is the case, but it doesn't have to be the future, because what happened yesterday and what happens today does not mean that it has to happen tomorrow. Ruth Ann, you have the power within to create change. Coriander is inviting you to take on board that message and to stand strong, and you can do that. So here is your message. You are ready to fulfill your desires by thinking outside the box. The path less traveled may be more fulfilling. So sometimes we just go with the flow because that's what everyone else is doing, or, this is what everyone else has said to do. But what if you followed your gut? And maybe it's looking a bit rocky, that path, but maybe just after that little bit of rocky segment, it might be smooth, might be really smooth, and you'll get the outcome you want. And so use your coriander and tell yourself this: I create the way. I create my way, Ruth's way. So I hope that resonates with you. Okay, so what are some other oils that can help us to connect within so that we can connect more meaningfully with others? So sandalwood, love it. Absolutely love sandalwood for so many reasons. It's such a beautiful, deep oil that helps us to go deep and kind of quietens us. It's like inviting us to just sit. It's often used in meditation practices, to just sit and be still and be quiet Stop that monkey chatter in the head. Stop the distractions. Turn off everything and allow your inner voice to connect with you. And it connects with the outer wisdom and brings it through to you. Sandalwood is a really powerful support tool, because often we think we have to go alone. We don't need to connect with other people. Well, my friends, that doesn't work that way. We are one. Sandalwood connects to a host tree for its nourishment. And so I think what sandalwood is also inviting us to do is be open. Be open to the fact that we don't know it all, that we can learn from other people when we reach out and connect, and be open to what they can teach us. So that's another really powerful oil. I think we talked to, one of you drew spearmint, was that Azra, I think, and spearmint's another great oil with lavender, because it's very much about communication and feeling that our words have worth and having that courage to speak them, so that we can either disconnect from the people who are dragging us down, or the situations, or actually connect more meaningfully with others. So there's a couple more. Another oil I mentioned before to Paul about citrus oils being kind of elevating and lifting us up. And lime is a beautiful citrus oil. I love adding that into my dips, particularly salsa. And it's one of my favorite activities at the moment. I'm creating all different sorts of dips that I'm making from scratch and using the oils to really, enhance the flavor. And but lime is just, we often refer to it as like the zest of life, because you cannot smell lime without almost wanting to, start dancing around. But lime is encouraging us to just take a big bite of life, because we deserve it. So if you're feeling a bit dull or down, bring some of the citrus in, because they will kind of put a pep in your step and just maybe help clear the way and help you to bring a little bit more joy into your life. Another oil, speaking of clearing the way, is Clarify. It's one of our blends. Ruth Ann, I'll come back to you in just a sec. Clarify. Now, Clarify is a blend, and it has litsi, it has frankincense, grapefruit, cardamom, a couple of other oils. But it's very much it's a great oil to support our respiratory system. So kind of like clearing out and helping us to get a great breath of life. So in the same way, it's doing that for us on an emotional level, where, litsi is very much about, helping us to follow through on those inner promptings and manifest what we believe we deserve in life. And frankincense is, helping us to see our own truth. Cardamom is really encouraging us to get really objective and to really connect with our self-control, that we can control the decisions that will determine the outcomes for our destiny. So, these are other oils that can help us to really clear away what isn't serving us, and to allow us to connect with what is, and with the people that are going to add more joy and value to our life. Ruth Ann, yours was coriander, Coriander. Coriander and cilantro come from the same plant. Cilantro comes from the leaf, coriander from the seeds. And so let me see. Joe, yeah, sending you an extra big hug. Yeah. I'm sorry you've had so much loss in your life. So challenging. It's one of those things that is just, it happens in life. We have to expect it, but it's never easy. And, but anyway, you're never alone. We're there with you, sending you lots of love. Okay, so Helen, let me draw a card for Helen. Anyone else would like a card, please pop that in the chat, and we'll talk about your oils, and we'll talk about some other oils that beautiful doTERRA oils that may help you. I'm looking to take 2 to 3 people on a very special journey with me, visualizing the oils, grabbing. If you're already working with another doTERRA wellness advocate, please, I honor those connections, so go back to them. But I'm really looking for 2 to 3 people this month who I can work closely with, help them get their starter pack, work with them closely to determine what they want less of, what they want more of, and take them on this beautiful journey and share my wisdom and the wisdom of essential oils, and empower them to to start seeing what is there for them in their personal lives, physically, emotionally, financially, whatever it is. So whether that's you or whether that's someone else, that's, please let me know, pop it in the chat or refer me to someone else, because I love to give referral gifts as well. So Helen, your oil is also from our beautiful aromatherapy range. So it is what we like to call the reassuring blend. It's called peace. And who wouldn't want more peace at this current time in our world? So the word for you to focus on with this is peaceful. Perhaps ask yourself questions. Am I peaceful? What does peace mean to me? How does feeling peaceful feel? Do I remember how it feels? What can I do to bring peace into my world? And perhaps right now you're thinking, my life is a mess. There's so much going on with you right now, Helen. Maybe you're just feeling totally overwhelmed, just really not knowing whether to look left or right. It's time to take a breath. Take a breath. If you have this oil, use it. It comes in a little 5 ml for those of you who don't know, and you can pop it in the diffuser, or you can make up your own roller balls by diluting it in fractionated coconut oil, or you can buy it already diluted in a roll-on. That makes a perfect pure fume. When you're traveling out and about, you can just roll it on. So Helen, if you have it, use it. If you don't, just think about it right now. Think about this beautiful, peaceful blend that's wrapping you in its assurance. It's reassuring you that all will be well. And so the message for you, Helen, is your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. Go within, find peace within, and your outer world, your outer life will reflect that. So it's probably time to get the journal out. Blank paper and a pen are amazing healing tools. And just write. No thinking, no prejudging, just write. And your statement to keep telling yourself over and over, Helen, is, I find stillness within. So I hope that resonates with you. It's really important that we have a sanctuary, a haven, whether it's a corner of your lounge room with some special objects that are meaningful to you that can sit when no one else is around and look at them. And I love to activate my senses. So I have something that I like to look at. I have the oils that I can smell. I have a squishy ball that I like to touch. I have a harmony ball that I like to ring. I have some little drums and things as well. And I have my water or my hot water with essential oils in it, whatever I'm drinking, so I can taste. And then I feel, and I sit. And so if you've got blank paper and pen and you can do that in that special space, it may be outdoors. I love nature. I love getting out with nature. It's really important to take that time to reflect on what's going on inside you so that you can actually heal within, so that you can gather from without that which will serve you. Wonderful, wonderful. A couple of other oils. Let's have a look. What did I have written on my list? Copaiba. Copaiba is another one. Copaiba is a beautiful oil. I love adding it into my soothing rub for my sore shoulders and joints. But it's actually, it's very good for that, for giving me a lot of comfort physically. But it's actually inviting us to go within and really get to the core of what is going on in our world, and to maybe identify any of those limiting beliefs, because we want to restore harmony. We want to heal. We want to knit our inner selves back together so that we can really have the faith and the belief that we deserve to have all of the wonderful things that life is there waiting to give us, but we just haven't accepted that we're worthy. And so, I believe we live in an amazing world. I believe it is filled with gorgeous, amazing people. I think it's really important we ask ourselves, what are we connecting to every day? Are you connecting to every news bulletin? Are you connecting to every whinge on Facebook or whatever? No judgment, but just know that if you're going to connect to negativity, you will foster negativity in your life. If you connect to positivity, and that's not to say we're just putting our heads under a rock and not believing anything harmful or whatever is out there. It's just choosing to filter and only bring into your world that which serves you. Think of it like Think of it like washing. Would you go to the dirty stream to wash your clothes, or would you go upriver to where it's fresher and there's a pool that's been filtered through sand and it's clean? It's a choice, my friend. You'll end up with dirty washing, you'll end up with clean washing. And so that's something. What are we connecting to on a daily basis that is going to top us up, to energize us, to fuel us, to feed us physically, emotionally, spiritually? And this is where tapping into your essential oils, tapping into your guides, whether it's me and the essential oil world, whether it's some of these other beautiful people on the spiritual events directory page, whether it's your pastor, your minister, your priest, whatever your beliefs are, whether it's your special group of friends who you can connect with and feel valued and heard and understood. It's really important that we know what is it that we want to connect to, because if we don't know, we'll end up connecting to something that is not serving us. And that's, guys, we're put on this earth to blossom and grow. We're meant to be the best we can be, and that's my mission, to empower you to do that. And it's what I do to myself every day, constantly trying to be a better version so that I can attract more of what the universe has for me. We deserve it. And so that's a couple of other oils. Let me think. Oh, I know. There was one I wanted to talk to you about in particular, and that was marjoram. Now, marjoram on a physical level has been shown to really just relax the muscles. So it's really soothing. It's in our beautiful lavender peace blend, which is a gorgeous blend to help relax, let go of any anger, frustration, but it also helps to take us off into the land of Nod. So it goes into my diffuser every night when I go to bed. But marjoram, excuse me, sometimes the reason we are not connecting with people is because we've drawn back, we've contracted. And so what marjoram can help us to do is just relax that stiffness of heart, of muscles, and allow them to actually flow smoothly and to connect to other people. It's also helping us to trust, because sometimes the reason we're not connecting is because we have been hurt or we've had things happen, and so we contract. So maybe bring a bit of marjoram, maybe bring a bit of geranium into your life, the oil of love and trust that, allows us to let go of past hurts and to know that there is an abundance of love out there. But first we must love ourselves. So remember that, my friends. Go within, love upon yourself, treat yourself with compassion, go deep to connect. Bring in the Vetiver, lemon, myrtle, and ginger and connect with your magnificence. Be empowered to bring that forward, because when you bring forward your magnificence, you're shining the light on other people and you're encouraging other people. And this is what I believe with my mantra, each one reach one. When each of us make a change in our own world, we make a change in somebody else's world, and so the ripple in the pond extends. So that's my wish for you. If I've missed anyone, I'll go back in the chat and I'll talk to you privately afterwards. But thank you so much for being with me today. I always love having a chat with you and sharing the wisdom of these beautiful doTERRA essential oils. Do reach out to me if you'd like to bring them into your world. I've been using these oils for over 10 years. They're just a part of me. They're a part of my family, my world. I use them on all sorts of levels, and I feel really grateful and blessed that they've come into my world to serve me in times that have been pretty dark, and brought light to my world. And when I bring light to my world, I have more light to share with others. So thank you so much. It's time to say goodbye, but I'll be back here next week, same time, same place. Look forward to having you with me. Feel free to connect. Love to have a chat. Have a great week. Bye.